So this morning, I woke up to some pretty interesting news. Meta lays off 600 from bloated AI unit. Wow, is the AI hype over? I mean, if Meta is shredding 600 jobs from its AI unit, that clearly means that AI is done for, they spent too much, and it's all not worth it. Well, no, if you were hoping for that, I'm very sorry to disappoint you. It's a very interesting move nonetheless, of course, but let's dive a bit deeper because this is really interesting. So Meta laid off 600 people from its AI unit, and that may come as a big surprise. It was a big surprise to me when I first read this headline because wasn't Meta that company that spent hundreds of millions this summer to hire top AI talent? I mean, there were numbers like 100 million signing bonuses being paid to top AI talent. These were the numbers we read about in this summer. So did they spend all this money now just to lay off these people? No, this is absolutely not what happened. But to understand it, we need to dive a bit deeper into how Meta's AI efforts are organized and what the timeline of Meta's AI strategy and idea is for this year. And actually, let's start with that timeline, shall we? In this year, so this is 2025 only what we're looking at here, right? In this year, Meta started the year with the release of the Llama 4 models in April. So that was April of this year, so relatively early in the year. Now, as you might remember, those models weren't that well received. They had impressive numbers in the benchmarks for sure, but quickly there were accusations, maybe you could call it, that the models maybe were optimized for these benchmarks. People didn't feel like their models actually performed that well when using them for actual work and tasks. So quickly, they were kind of forgotten. I mean, who's using the Llama 4 models now? I'm sure they're getting used here and there, but they're not the talk of the town anymore. Instead, it's all about the Gemini 2.5 models and, of course, the ChatGPT 5 models. So these are the models that are more exciting. And then, of course, we got some new models or some open models every week or so that also gathers some excitement. But Llama 4 is not really important anymore. At least that is my perception. So, obviously, Zuckerberg wasn't too happy with that. And reports indicate that it is the failure of Llama 4, you could say, that kicked off the hiring spree of this summer, which started around June with the acquisition of Scale AI, or of the talent of Scale AI, of the leader of Scale AI, which is Alexander Wang. So that is the founder, the CEO of Scale AI, data labeling company in the end, in which Meta acquired a huge stake in June, which they, as I understand it, primarily did to get access to the talent in that company, which includes the CEO of that company. And it was that CEO, Alexander Wang, who was then appointed Chief of AI, or Chief AI Officer, I guess, at Meta to oversee its newly founded Meta Super Intelligence Labs. So we have the MSL, the Meta Super Intelligence Lab, which is that big AI division, which was in the end founded in June. And in that lab, we then have various subdivisions. Now, Alexander Wang is the head of that division. And then in that division, in MSL, we get a couple of subdivisions as mentioned. For example, in there, we got the FAIR team, which is the fundamental AI research team at Meta, which existed long before June 2025. So that's the old AI team at Meta, and this was now organized in this new, bigger AI division, the MSL. We also have the product team in there, which is responsible for bringing AI features to Facebook and Instagram, as I understand it. And then, very important, we got a brand new division or subdivision in this overall MSL division that was created, and that is the TBD lab, to be determined lab. And the name kind of implies that this lab is responsible for developing the future of AI at Meta. You could say their job is to develop future models, I guess also products, in the end, work on the future of AI at Meta. And it's this TBD lab here, which was essentially founded or which was created in June of this year with that acquisition of Scale AI. And it's this TBD lab into which all the top talent hiring went. So all these $100 million signing fees, all these hires, they went into the TBD lab, as I understand it. All the new top talent went there. I wouldn't rule out that some internal talent also was shifted into the TBD lab, but, and that's what takes us to these recent layoffs now, not all of the existing FAIR team was shifted to the TBD lab. Instead, from what I understand, the leadership at Facebook, Zuckerberg, was not very happy with the performance of that FAIR team. Again, talking about Llama 4 here. So that is what brings us to today, to October of this year, which are these 600 people layoffs, which primarily affect this FAIR team. So my understanding is that it's this FAIR team that's essentially being dissolved or at least vastly reduced at Meta, because the future clearly is the TBD lab. That is the future. That is what's in the end led by Alexander Wang. I mean, he leads the overall MSL, but it's the TBD lab that's the brand new shiny thing with all the top talent, and the people at FAIR, they're just not top talent. You can read that pretty clearly from Meta's announcements. Not my words, their words in the end. It's also probably a power struggle, and Alexander Wang cementing his grip on the overall AI strategy and AI divisions at Meta, because of course, there have, reports indicate at least, been some clashes between the old FAIR team and the new people at TBD Lab. We had overlapping responsibilities, and that all led to the decision that there are too many people and some need to be laid off. Also because Zuckerberg specifically has been cited in the past already, is a big fan of small elite teams, and the strategy clearly is to have less people that work more, that are top talents, that push Meta forward. That's the rationale behind these layoffs from what I read from all the news and all the reports that are available as of now. So what does this mean for the AI hype then and for Meta's AI strategy? It certainly does not mean that the AI hype is over. It does not mean that AI is dead or that Meta decided that they invested too much and they're not getting any payoff. It's, I guess, quite the opposite. They decided that the old team wasn't able to deliver the quality, the models, the products they wanted, so they are now going all in on the new people, on the new TBD lab. Their strategy clearly is, we need more talent. We need all the top talent we can get. We'll throw tons of money on this AI thing and we'll shred everything that doesn't get us to super intelligence and to top AI models. And I guess only if that strategy fails in a year or so, only then might we see significant changes in the strategy or reductions in the amount of money spent on AI. But that, of course, all depends on the general trajectory of AI, and if these models keep on getting better, if they're able to integrate it in useful ways in their products, if they're able to make money off that in the mid and long term at least. So that's that. It's not the end of the AI hype. If you hoped for that, I'm sorry, that is not it. It's just some politics and restructuring happening at Meta, I guess.